So as we're looking at this, we can see there must have been a solution he could do with the ball coming out so far that wasn't as risky. And yes, indeed there was. It's called pick up the ball. He doesn't do it because he's committed himself to solution 723 over here, which has 1,000th of a second, 10,000th of a second margin of error. So, but interestingly, he acknowledges the best solution is 556, so he sees the best solution is 556. Here's another solution now, 602. Not sure where that one is because I can't read anymore. He's still going with 723. Anyway, the point is... Oh, wait a minute, the gap is point... No, this doesn't make any sense. Let's rerun this and understand it better. Because maybe he's switching, but switching too much or switching when he shouldn't. He says, I'm doing 723, I have a gap of 0.65, it's like really secure. Not a problem. So he should execute 723 then. Why would it change? He is. His dive is what? Something changed. What did I change? Did I change anything? I don't remember changing anything. Let me turn off the debug markings. I didn't change anything, I swear. He catches it now, but he didn't catch it before. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, he catches it now because I gave him the boost. There we go. False. I gave him the boost. He seems to fancy these edge cases. That's not a good idea if he's always going for the edge case. Then it means he will often fail. If it's like a 50-50 on getting them. He says 723 has a huge gap, 0.7, nearly 3/4 of a second. That's great. So he should be fine. This should be saved on solution 723. Oh, for some reason the gap reduced. That I don't know. I don't know why the gap would change. It shouldn't. But anyway, it changed, but it's still 0.31. But as he's playing the animation, the gap is getting less and less, and then it's a problem. I'm a bit confused. Looking at the best solution, and eventually... Why do I never see a chosen solution? I don't see a chosen solution. Did it move to solution? Oh, there it is, when you move to solution. Hang on. The chosen solution is 723, the low gap. And now 723 has a huge gap. Oh, there's some problem with the information I'm looking at here, I think. Let me see. When you're looking at the gap, it's the same for the two different solutions. Oh. Yep, I need to do this instead. Solve gap. Solve gap, okay. Let's try this again. So it does look like he fails to switch to the more secure solution. What I need to do is degrade the quality of a solution if it gets very close to a gap of 0. He's moving to solution 723 has a very small gap, but solution 602 has a huge gap. Why does he choose? It's all to do with the way the score is. He generally prefers the earliest solution. And 723 is half a second quicker. I need to revise how I calculate the scores. Probably a good idea if I could actually print the scores out as well, frankly. Let's put it as a chosen solution, and we'll put the score. Sol dot score. So this way. You can see the score, and then I can tune the scoring. Yeah, best solution has a score of over 10,000. So it has problems. He has a score. The best solution is a miss. Right now is on 723 with a score of 6.5. And there's best solution is 602. Okay, yeah, with a score of 2, it's a better score. The lower the score, the better. Why doesn't he switch? He's just not switching to a better found solution. I mean, that's really clear there. So what I need to do is check that. Why doesn't he change his mind? Now, did we do this? We get close enough to play the animation, so out of time, play solution. And here, is the filler solution still viable? Did I ever? Oh, why's that code out? I think I removed, you know what I did is I removed the check for a better solution because sometimes it was causing confusion. I need to put it back in. So what we'll say is if sol copy dot score is less than sol is less than anim search best solution dot score multiplied by 1.1. I put a little hysteresis factor in there to stop oscillation. If the sol copy score is less than the score, then it means that we should switch the animation, and I can just do that straight. I don't need to song and dance about it. Let's copy from here. We go. Where are we? Here we are. The sol copy from, and is the best solution. That's what we do. So switch to better solution. Because if I don't do that, then he's always going for the edge cases. He'll go for the first solution he finds, regardless of how secure it is. Let's see how that works. Telemetry mismatch, because I need to make this new thing conditional on game.frame.debug after frame. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, so we can keep going with this. And what's he doing? He's still covering, he's covering, he's covering, he's trying to figure out what to do. He's concerned because it's way too soon to commit. We've got other things going on with the player who can possibly intercept the ball. He's still trying to figure it out. Cover position, he's cover. Wait a minute, he's got a solution. He wants solution 723, which was the one he was going for before. But there are better solutions. Problem? Yes. The problem is I got that polarity wrong. The lower the score, the better, not the higher the score, the better. So if sol copy score is greater times, yeah, I had that the wrong way round. Good. Let's try that again. All right. Up he goes. Surely any moment now. He's chasing down the ball. He's moving to a solution. Solution 723. But the frame after, he finds a better solution, 556 with a gap of 0.85. Then he finds an even better solution, 602 with a score of 2.3. And he's going to stick with that one. Oh, this is so much better. And he's going to stick with this one. There he goes. That's perfect. That is perfect. He could have run to the ball, but he didn't, because he didn't need to. If there was somebody intercepting the ball, he would run to it, but he doesn't need to. I think that's... I'm happy with that. See what it looks like at full speed. It looks like in game. Nice, nice, nice. There it is. Shot from the halfway line. Boom. Classy. Yes. I think we got the last bit. The last piece of the puzzle. I'm hopeful. Let's see. I'm going to do some more testing here. I've been finding things too quickly to sort of merit anyone else testing for the moment. Did you see that? He dived. That thing, he dived. This whole AI system, I've done it before. I've done it several times before. But it's always been a nightmare to try and get this. But something went wrong when I was doing this with this game. I was tired, under pressure, and so on. And I thought it was working as well as it was going to work, because I was sure I got rid of all the bugs. But it turns out there were quite a few that were still in there, and it was the reason why you don't see him dive, but he's supposed to flipping dive. That's the whole point. He's supposed to have spectacular dives. It's a shame I didn't get that in, but we will. He jumped. That was a jump catch. What's he going to do with this one? Oh, he let it go. Alright, we need to investigate that one. I mean, it may be that he let it go on purpose. Maybe he let it go on purpose. Oh, telemetry mismatch. What? What? Why is there a telemetry? Oh, because... What? Oh. I need to check for... It's a limited length list, you know, thank you. Debug after frame. I need to get rid of all the debug after frames. Not that one. Not those. Not that. I can get rid of this one. It's a change I made yesterday. And I'm going to get rid of that one. And that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, That's fine. Okay, right. Okay, that's the one. Halfway line, kicks the ball over. What does he do? He's running towards it. He didn't find a solution. Was he meant to? And this goalkeeper doesn't have the ability to collect a ball that's loose. Still. So in a real match he would pick that up. But I want to know for sure what happened. It could be he's leaving it because it's going out to play, but I don't know. Here we see a whole bunch of stuff. Look, he has solutions. He really does. He has them. I see he has at least 6. He's still got solutions. He's got all the time in the world. But he doesn't pick any solution. So let's figure that out. Why? He's chasing down the ball. He's doing a cover position. Chase down the ball, cover position. Chase ball, cover. Chase ball. I can actually do this move automatically. Oh, but I'm not going to see the result unless I click. So, problem is he just doesn't, even though he's found solutions, he just doesn't take an interest in them. So let's have a look at why, which is this point here. I need to, no, it's, no, it's, oh yes, it's here. This is an important one I'm always looking for, so I'll tell you what, let's just add another one of these here. Yeah, there. So I need to put a breakpoint. This one, put a breakpoint in here. When it finds a solution, it has to decide whether to use it or not. Play. No, not debug it yet. Okay, now start the debugger, and we shall play. Let's see, shall we play? We shall play. No, not here. He found a solution. What kind? It was a good solution. Why doesn't he go for it? Well, he says this is all okay. Ball is not entering the goal. So he does a check. Is the ball is going out? cover. And that's why the ball is going out. He's not going to try and save it. He would if it was going out for a penalty, for a corner, but it isn't going out for a corner, so he just quite happy to let it go. But then decision 0. Okay. Then let's see what. Then it's a okay. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do all the time. Right. So the question then is, as he does this, what's he doing? He's chasing down the ball. Well, why is he chasing down the ball? He doesn't need to chase down the ball. Let's see, because he's still chasing the ball even though he's not using a dive. I want to understand what shit. Unexpected. I had a stray character in here. I put a space in by accident. That was the problem. Let's go. Oh, please. Okay, let's take it from here. Start. And go. Let's see what he's saying. Actually, we probably want to start it here. Right. Are we in possession? No. Is the ball touching the possessor? No. Can we intercept in the penalty area? Yes. Is the ball close to the goal? No. Can you intercept first? Yes. All I need to do in here is just make him a little smarter. If he can intercept first and the ball is going out for a corner, for a goal kick, just let it go out. Or not. Or we leave it. I'll just leave it for now. Who cares? He's just going to pick up the ball. There's no risk. I think that one passes. Let's do another test. PVK. Too soon. I need to turn off new anim data, the thing here. I have to turn this thingy off. Go. 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 Okay, it's funny that the old knack to bring out the questionable ones there. What the hell was that? To see what happened. Let's go back 100 frames. Go. Got another. He's kicked. He shoots. He fumbles. The fumble is due to the totally inappropriate animation that was used. I mean, he's saving the ball as if it's up there when the ball's on the ground. So this is a good one to check. That's right on the kick. Okay, let's do that, but I need to turn on the tracking again. Turn on tracing of the solutions. Okay, and then from here. Then, what have we got? We have a solution for index 7. Which one is that? Goalkeeper, catch, front, jump. I don't know. Solution 7. And he's waiting for solution 7. I mean, that's a huge gap, isn't it? It's like, what? Is that really the best solution? And it's dodgy because it's a miss. So it should never have picked that solution. It must be an edge case. What do you mean P is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0? You know, it's in such nonsense. It's lying. It's not 0, 0, 0. D is, right, minus 0.9. In the y-axis, it's big gap. 0.9, it's an edge case. It's right on the edge of acceptability, so it just sort of seeps in. Okay, so the next thing I need to check then is, because I do modify the scores according to the error, is that really his only solution? You know, here's a solution with a very small. Let's turn that one off. The solution that he's waiting for I think is okay, Mac. Hey, no problem. Take care. Good night. Have to let us see how your game is getting on. 7. I think 7 is the one that he goes for in the end, isn't it? So what I think I'll do is turn off 7. Here. If it's equal 7, contact point 7, we'll remove the contact point from the options and see if there was something else it could do that would have worked. He seems to be doing other things here. He may well have a better one. There we go. And absolutely better solution. So he fails because he went with a solution, but it had a really large gap. What is the name? What is the final, the solution, the alternative solution he goes for? That's kind of important to know. I can do a comparison. It looks like he's going for 10. No. I don't think he's going for 10. I can't see which score he is. Which one did he go for? Autoplay is kind of like... Just put both in there all the time and I can see what's going on. Do 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 do. La da da da. Yeah. So who does he go for? The chosen solution is actually CP index 3. The gap is very small. There's a better solution. What's the score? Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to do a few little changes then. I'm going to go look at the code that modifies the score according to accuracy and time and security. Accuracy and security. It's just here. So what have I got? I'm going to switch glasses. My eyes are getting a bit tired. Which was this? No. About these ones? No. How about these ones? Ah, yes. Ah, it's a bit better. So, if I do a gap factor, so the distance y is what it is, and I've got the time gap. I really need to understand the maths here. The dist factor let's see, if it was 1, what would I get? I'd have, let's say it was 1 to make math easy, it'd be minus 2 times 2, which would be minus 4 multiplied by 1. I need to plot this out. That would be the easiest way. Time for Desmos, everybody. What I have is the distance y, which does this from a range of 0 to, say, 2. And then it is K1 is equal minus 2, and K2 is equal 2, and K3 is equal 1. And we want K2, K1, Y1 divided by K1 minus Y1 plus 1 plus K3. Fx equals this. Instead of y1, I put x. This is the curve we get for different amounts of y. Why is this not changing? Because this is the y. The y is changing. It doesn't matter. This is the y, is it? This one, isn't it? So the y difference is changing. I get a multiplier, and it's getting higher and higher according to right. it's not severe enough. We can change the shape of this by changing some of the parameters. This one is just offset. But yeah, we can. Why did I just multiply K1 and K2 together? What's the purpose of that? Oh, because K1 also appears underneath. And this is just like, yeah, that's quite nice. So maybe we could get to something like this, where the limit as the but the range is never going to be more than about 1 anyway, so this goes to a value of 3 for an input curve, for an input of 1, makes it it's a multiplication of the yeah I think we should just stick to what we had a little bit. Let's see, minus K1, that was the one, right? And then just change, I don't want to change the 3 times, yes. So I need to change this parameter, which I can get between -1 and 2, I think, isn't it? -1 and -2. -2 and -1. Here we go. That's how close you get to the right. -1.5. I don't know. I think we need to. Okay, this was at -2. Hey Tehu, yes, this is a formula that I'm using for. Hi there, XP. Welcome. New face. So I'm working on a PlayStation game, which we're just porting to the Vita, and I'm also working on some improvements to the goalkeeper. And yeah, this is a plot of how it's going to modify the score according to the error in the Y, because you saw in the example I had there, it was a big error in the Y, and it wasn't being penalised for that enough, so it wasn't switching to a better solution. So I need to adjust the curve a little bit, and basically it was using this values here, so it has the up to a meter ish, 0 error, the multiplier is 1, and at 1 meter the multiplier is 3, and the bigger the score, the less ideal the solution. So this penalises the solution, but thinking about it, actually it was nearly at 1, wasn't it? Yes, good thing I'm talking it through, because what I need to do is change this value. And then maybe I want to also make the curve, well, see this, to get double the value, it's only a small error of, let's try it. So this will go 4 time penalty at 1 meter. So I'm going to try that out. So that would be changing this value here. K2 value to 3. I'm going to try that. And then see what that does. But there was another one which is, well, there's two curves actually before I do this. There's another one I need to do, which is, yes, the other plot has to do with the penalty when it's getting close to the edge case, close to the edge of being possible. So I need to create that formula, which is currently 2 divided by 2 multiplied by the gap plus 1. So this black one here, yes, is a multiplier applied to the score for the solution. With the lower the score, the better the solution. So these are kind of manually constructed curves that I did, but they've never really been tuned beyond a couple of attempts. So now it's becoming clear I need to. Yeah, so this one works in reverse. So there's a multiplier of 2 if the gap is really small. I think that one probably is fine as it is. If the gap, as the gap approaches 0, the multiplier approaches 2. And then conversely, if the gap is more than half a second, the multiplier is less than 1, so it starts really approving of them. The actual real range is probably only between 0 and 2 seconds in general. I think we're good with that. We'll try that and see what happens. We'll try but of course one problem is I need to use a debug after frame as usual. Game dot frame debug after frame. Otherwise it's 2, and then of course the definition now I have to say float k2 by itself and then get rid of the floats here. And now, yeah, we are before the frame it's the old value, after the debug frame it's the new value. Let's have a go. Thank you for following me, XP. Which I only knew because I saw it on the email. Yeah, that's right. It sort of gears to... Let's see how it does. Got a bunch of solutions. I think it's still filtering out one of them. This one. Can't see it. I want. I'm just looking for a huge ASCII text banner generator. Oh. Doesn't work, does it? I can't. And you still can't see it. It's not big enough, you see. To actually see it in there, you would need to see. Yeah, that's not going to work. But it's the kickoff logo. No. Kickoff revival, no. Never mind, I'm getting distracted. I think what I'll do is get one of my... Yeah, I've been a developer for a long time. I've been nearly 40 years now. So, alright, so I can just point to this thing here. Alright, so Yeah, it's still, thanks, it's good, but it's still too small. I need to be really, really, really huge. But I mean, this one's not bad. You can see it was there's an arrow. I've got two shapes I can put in there to point at things. So what I need to do is comment out that. Let's have a look at what the code is doing. Right. Let's see. So with this change, what do we get? He's going, oh, huge number of solutions. The best one he's going for, oh, he's going for a solution 7 with a gap of 0.59. I can't remember now which solution he's supposed to go for. Oh yeah, that's the wrong one. As you can see, the vertical gap is missing. Problem, some people say things like that, and then there are other people who call me names. So I want to understand why that is not enough. I mean, this is what kind of error are we talking about? Okay, yeah. Well, the score is based around the idea that yeah. I think let me just check something here because I don't want to. Okay, I kind of have a kind of approximate limit of 10 times, so I think I need to change my graph some more. Also, they're working counter to each other. So I think I need to change the shape of, make this K4 equal to, I change this to like K4 and K4 as I change this. K5 equal 1. K5 equal 1. So what I can do is go I want it to be really nasty for, that's not working. Damn. Don't really want to use my normalized tunable sigmoid functions here just because I'm trying to keep it really efficient. What I'm kind of looking for is a shape with two That's it, that's what I'm looking for. I want to pull this down so that, but I also want it to be +1. Let's make this one, this can be 10 and there, you see. Now this is really nice, I think, because it's going to go from 2 to 1 and I can change the how severely it penalizes, and I really need it to be, because we're dealing with small amounts. I want to penalize and it gets really small, so maybe let's get to 100. So when it's 0.5 here, but it's like it's, yeah. I'll try that. So this formula would be gap factor is 1 divided by K6 100 multiplied hang on 1 divided by 100 multiplied by the time gap limited to clamped to 0 plus 1 plus 1. Let me check. 1, everything's 1 except for 6. 1 divided by 100 times x plus 1, all plus 1. You could think I've got it. And then we'll go back to Unity and try. Because I think that the solution that I wanted to jump to had the disadvantage of a small gap. And I think it's still, well, the best solution is 3. But he's still choosing 7. But 3 has a really small. It's still not working. It's still choosing the wrong one. He doesn't switch to 3. I never used the Net Yaroze thing. The problem with that was they kind of crippled it a bit, didn't they? says the gap is the same. Let me. Don't get this. Gap, solution gap. Because the solution changed and it took a copy. Okay, fair enough. Right, let's try again. Yeah, I mean here it says that best solution, but it's an edge case. Score 2.13 versus score 3.27 on this frame. Let's just go to that frame. I mean, there's no point in me going any further with this then. It's not doing what I told it to do, which is it should be revising the solution, because what's it doing? It's playing the solution. It's waiting. Because there are 3 stages. There's move to position. There is wait, and then there's executing it. And I've got a check for switching to a better solution when it's moving, but not when it's waiting. In this case, when that happens, I have to break out of that loop. So that's quite easy. All I need to do is say, where was it? Here. All I need to do is say, I copy the solution, I do decision is equal 0 again. Or I can say 2, because the decision is set up. And I need to go back to go to label switch solution. That's why it doesn't switch that case. You're still programming the Net Yaroze. Wow. Let's see what he did. I think this is doing more now. Let's see, we're here. He's going to solution a new one. The gap is very small. But he got it. And I'll just go with that. And say, well, because I just need to do some more testing to understand whether or not that will work for all cases, etc. But here we go. I need to turn off this, and we can try some more tests. What time is it? 1:33. Oh, okay. So you a game dev yourself? PBK. All right, let's go. Okay. Good one, goalkeeper. Good luck, material defender. Anybody know where that comes from? Good luck, material defender. He dived. Did you see that? He dived. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to how the goalkeeper is supposed to work. Well, it's good. At least this means that well, it's like releasing games in installments instead of giving everything in one go. Here we can maybe zoom in a little bit. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Yay. You saw that? Yay. Oh. All right. It was a good dive. He dives. Oh, he let that through. It's getting better. Unfortunately, every time he lets one through, I have to find out why. And I'm not going to that time. I need to get rid of, actually I probably can, I just need to get rid of the debug after frames. What have we got now? This one is okay. Okay, is okay. This is edge case, check, that's okay, that's okay. This is okay, and this is the one where I changed it. Let's go like so, like so. Yeah, me let it go. go. Set, back, 20 frames, pause, go. Right. Ta-da. What's he doing? He's chasing down the ball. Oh, it's fine, it's not a problem. It's because the ball's going out. He doesn't care. I've had that one before, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. Right, big PVK. Alright. Remember that. He's not going to dive if the ball's going out. Okay. I got through him. I got through him there. How? 600. Go. Why? Oh, XP coin. You're a card, aren't you? You had to literally ask that. Just curious, why Unity 3D? And the moment you asked me that question, and I kid you not, it's exactly that moment that you said that, so it's your fault. Look at this. It's Unity crash time. Yes. Which does raise the question, why am I using Unity? I mean, why? It seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, the fact you don't have to create your own engine and it's multi-platform is basically why. And I actually wish I'd built my own engine now. Why is that not working? There's compile errors. I've been using Unity for years. I've shipped or finished games with Unity, but this is the most complicated game I've made with Unity, and above a certain level of complexity, I don't recommend it. I mean, it's fine for prototyping, wonderful, and Unity did a brilliant job of democratizing video game development, and everyone should be grateful for them for that, and I don't want to take any of that away. But having said all of that, if you want to professionally ship a game, it may not be the right choice. What's he doing? Cover position, chase down ball, move to... It's difficult at this range. He doesn't have a lot that he can do. He has a solution 554. It is a deflection. Yeah, the gap is really small. That's all he's got is a reaction save at this point. And he's moving to it. He's actually moving backwards because... Oh, he places it and it goes through. It wasn't actually a reaction save. It was interesting. It was number 7 he went for. Let's see. Number 7 is... He's missing some animations. Isn't he? I'm not sure. Alright, well, here's a close range test. I have to check this one. Let's turn on his okay. Now, what's interesting here is the kick at the moment that it was made. It has got a lot of aftertouch on it, which kind of does make things difficult. That's what it looks like for the moment, but aftertouch period is over. He has 1 green on animation number 8. It's very tight. But it's a green, so we should make it. But yeah, it is very tight. He has a number of deflections. He has a deflection with 35 millis, a few frames. So this solution here is he has a difficult choice because this one is a catch and this one is a deflection. The deflection is more certain. Which does he go with? This is solution 557, which doesn't feature. Yeah, okay. So we're getting into the difficult realm, but you know, now he has some more opportunities, though they all have very very small margins. What's he going to do? The best solution is 8. He's going for that one, and he basically sticks with that solution. He's not changing it. It is the best solution. No better solutions are being found. He starts playing the animation, and it's 1 frame late. So what is going to be is I need to this one here, isn't it? Yes, true. Let's see if he makes it, if he can get into position. Because I think it's an edge case problem again, isn't it? If he can get into position in time. It's perfect. Ching. So it actually has to do with that, and I guess the penalty for is too poor. We need to exaggerate that somehow. Let me have a look at this sheet. I need to make it so that it really shoots up for small. I mean, I don't think this is enough. I think I need to make it, say, 1,000. And maybe increase the scale. Let's try it. So this becomes a more severe penalty for the gap being really low. So it's that 1,000, and then this would be 4. Let's try that. I mean, you know, if we're talking about, I mean, on the other hand, I guess I could well, we'll see. And let's see what the goalkeeper's going to do. Ta-da, ta-da. What's he doing? Has this made a difference? He's going for contact index 2. This is much better with the 39 milli. He's found a better solution. He's just going to catch it here. He thinks it's better, but is it? Yeah, he caught it, but there was a bit of a gap, wasn't there? But yep, he caught it. We'll try it with that setting for a bit. PVK. So why is the goalkeeper facing the wrong way? That was, we all wanted to know the answer to that one. That's I don't know, you can't really see him, so it doesn't matter. Alright. I need to turn off those marks, it slows everything down. He saves the ball. He's right there. There's no messing about. He caught it. I think. Catches it. He's not going to let anything through, which is my aim, is to make an impenetrable goalkeeper, which then I use attributes to sort of nerf him because I hear that's the word to use these days. Yeah, I want to be in with the in crowd. I want to be cool and current and, you know, it's important. I don't think he's not letting anything in anymore. It might be that tomorrow I'll be inviting everybody to try and beat the keeper. Who can score against him? Oh, he's like a rock. Oh. You're not going to let goals in anymore. Suddenly, careful what you wish for, you know. I can't make him dive anymore, though. What do you think? How's he looking now? He's looking pretty solid, isn't he? Although it's a pity that I don't seem to be able to get him to dive. I think he's too good with his... He's too good with his just boring ones. I don't know. I might have to make him favour, you know. Just somehow he's just there. What do you mean there's a nice write-up about me in Eurogamer? They hate me. They hate me. And the art, are you kidding me? I can't even bear to look. Even if it's, I can't bear to look whatever anybody says about me these days. I can't. I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't even care if it's nice. I'm just done with it. I don't want to even think about it. Nice write-up about me in Eurogamer. I'm sorry. I just one too many things. There's no real coming back for me from that. Words cannot describe how I feel about all of that. So it's like but I guess it's good if they're saying something good about me for a change. but I'm not going to read it. That's really weird, because he just doesn't want to dive anymore. Can I make you dive? Please dive! Oh, maybe I need to go a bit closer, because maybe, you know, they're too far out. Come on, we have a dive. I know I had this problem before. He's just too good now. I mean, he's just like, whoa. He just like, it's like, let's try from here. Here we go. It doesn't seem possible, you know. But I suppose this is the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm determined to make him dive. It's got to be possible to make him dive. He's solving everything. He's getting everything with. Well, it is. What I do is I have to sort of retune him to make it not so. Yeah. Well, if it's an interview that focuses on my achievements instead of interpretations about who I am, that will make a change, because almost every single article that in modern times that anybody has ever written about me at some point, instead of talking about my work, introduces some personal flipping aspect based on I don't know what. So, but yeah, thanks for letting me know. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to know. But yeah. Try crossing, yes, good idea. We'll just watch that, as we should. There's more work to do on the goalkeeper, but the cool thing is that it's there. And I think that the range, the problem is that he has these big clouds. The ball only needs to get a certain distance to his hands and he catches it, and they're very wide right now. If I narrow those down, then he'll have to start. He can't just rely on the same old standard solution anymore. But we'll see. Let me see if I can. And we also need to get him to come out in the box, you know, on a cross. And it also needs to be done in Eurogamer. Okay, I know that one. That was an interview I gave. It is an interview, and that article was okay. But he did at one point, when I was talking about, you know, how I consider what I do an art, which it fracking well is, and anybody who wants to try and tell me or even insinuate that what I do as I sit here doing all this, crafting all these fracking numbers, is not an art form in its own self, can go stick their head in a bucket of water, frankly. And but it's one of the things I said in the article, and then of course he said, "Oh, I'm reminded of." Yeah, I didn't like that bit. I read that interview. This was because it happened before the game was released and before I before the straw broke the camel's back as far as my relationship with the press goes. I don't give interviews anymore unless I really can trust whoever it is I'm talking to, and I haven't given any interviews yet, so I don't give interviews anymore. I don't know if that will change. And it's not because of that interview, which I thought was actually quite good. I thought that worked rather well. They were overall respectful, but yeah, just the whole other thing. Yeah, drew him out. But he just watched there, it's going wide. I don't care. Oh God, I'm not doing so well. I don't know if they are. I don't think so. I don't think they are. I think they're less respected than they used to be. Well, you know, back in the days of the Amiga, there was respect for everybody who made games until Stuart Campbell came along. He's basically ground zero for the whole of the, as far as I'm concerned, for the whole of the hate culture in video games. He was... Until Stuart Campbell came along, there wasn't really a hate per se, but he built it, he fostered it, he exploited it, and I can't. You know, it's weird because now when I see what things that go on, it all seems like it reminds me of Stuart Campbell. It's the same energy, you know. Look at that. Keeper is impossible. And he's using basically one animation and he's impossible. It's like, what? They're not respected. If independent game developers were respected, we wouldn't have Phil Fish quitting video games. We wouldn't have Hello Games being the victims of review bombing. We wouldn't have the situation where somebody who's been waiting 20 years to come back into the business finally gets the opportunity to delivers a game and gets criticised to death. And it wasn't just about the game. You know, they wouldn't be making jokes about my name if they were. I mean, you know, standard fare in some of the reviews that came out or whatever after my game came out were things like, because I got a few snippets here and there, not because I actually read the reviews, just a few things I get told about. So there was one that it was just in the first paragraph. That's all I read. I didn't read the rest, but it just said, you might think that Dino Dini is just some cheap Pokemon. And it sets the tone. It's difficult to take it seriously, isn't it? You know, if that's what you're going to take, it's actually racist. You know, there isn't anything strange about my name in Italy. It's an Italian name. And that's just unnecessary stuff. You know, and part of it is, it all goes back to the fact I never looked after my image. So the only thing that people knew about me was that I had a weird name. Some people didn't even think I existed. And then, in the early days of the internet, I was expressing my opinions on things like people do, but my problem was that I had this very obvious name. It's like people don't like it. Up until the time when social media came out, the time of forums, I'd have a hell of a time, because forums, the bad old days of forums, where everybody was anonymous, and I hated that. I was always there posting as me. And that's because I didn't believe in anonymity. I do not believe in anonymity in social media. I think it's wrong. If you're going to say something, you should, stand by your words. And but they hated it. So of course I made enemies, because I had the gall, the audacity to actually stand by my own words. It's Donadoni, yeah, it's Dino, Dini, Donadoni, yeah. That's actually, XP, you have to take it personally. I think we are done with not taking it personally. That's where all the trouble starts. We all excuse it, we all just shrug it off, and we say it's okay. Just don't take it personally. When somebody feels, hurt by it or whatever, they say don't take it personally, and then we end up with teenagers committing suicide, or we end up with talented game devs leaving the industry. It's not all right, and we need to stop saying that. It is personal, because when somebody starts attacking someone for their beliefs, their religious views, their race, what they do, their job, the way they make their game, what kind of games they want to make, what opinions they hold about, culture. When people get attacked for that kind of stuff, and it's often not just words, and it gets worse, and you end up with, doxing and invasions of privacy. In the case of Phil Fish, his servers getting hacked. And then, of course, when people hear his servers are hacked, the first thing they say is, well, he must have not really done a very good job with his servers then. It's this way that it is all personal. Let's just stop pretending, because then we just let it continue. That's my view. I mean, Shahid Kamal, who worked at, was in the Sony Strategic Partners Group or whatever, he's the guy that gave me the chance to come back into the industry, so I really owe it to him for that. But he recently, in a tweet not so long ago, he basically made the point, if you're asking for your money back after playing a game for 50 hours, you're a thief. Well, I mean, look, this is just a statement of fact, really, I think, as far as I'm concerned. You played the game for 50 hours and you've enjoyed the game for 50 hours. Maybe not if you've played the game for 50 hours and spent most of that time trying to get the game to work, right? But that isn't what was meant. I think that's quite clear. If you've been enjoying a game for 50 hours, whatever, it's entertained you for that length of time, then really, should you be asking for your money back? I think it's a valid question. But just because he asked that, he ended up getting victimised. Attempted doxing and threats from what I call the gamer culture police. Who the hell are they? I don't know, but they're there. And the voice of the gamer culture police said, we're going to make sure that your next game is a failure. can't say, I don't think it's reasonable to not take that personally. Yeah, but XP, personal and professional are totally different. Yeah, but then the audience need to remember that. And the audience does not, sections of the audience do not realise that they're the ones who are screwing it up by mixing those two things together. When a game developer makes a game as a professional, they have constraints upon them. That means that they can't always do what they want to do. They have to make the game work, and they have to meet deadlines. They have to do the best that they can, and they do the best that they can. When it gets stupid is when people in the audience who are not professionals start trying to pretend they are, and start trying to tell the game developer how they should do things and where they went wrong, often not having a clue of what they're talking about. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, but they're not a minority. Well, they are a minority, but they're not treated like a minority by the gaming press, who have a huge responsibility in this nightmare, and it is a nightmare. It is the media. It is a journalist that in the end broke Phil Fish. A journalist. The actual shitstorm that Phil Fish had to go through really went into full gear when Angry Gamer, isn't it? It's when you have the name Angry. Marcus Beer, in some high profile video, whatever, insulted Phil Fish, his character. What place have we got for that? You tell me. It's about professional and not professional, personal and professional. And you've got Marcus Beer, who's supposed to be a professional journalist, and he's doing that. And so we go, well, what is he? Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Marcus Beer is a nobody. He's an utter, total nobody. He's no different from any other gamer, because the moment I saw him do that, I couldn't differentiate him anymore from anyone else in the audience. He's just a member of the audience like anybody else, and he's one of those members of the audience that stands up and heckles. That's, a member of the audience who doesn't know how to behave. That is who Marcus Beer is for me, as far as I'm concerned. Because he was not single-handedly, but he was a major reason why Phil Fish is no longer in the industry. I don't know Phil Fish, never met him. What I do know is that he's a talent. He has a talent. And one of the saddest things in the world is when people have a talent for something and can't face expressing themselves with it. So congratulations, video game audience, succeeded in doing that to a person. Is one of the worst things that you can do to a person. You take the thing that the passion of their life, and utterly crush it. But you know what? YouTube thrives on drama, kids being kids. What we need is more people. We need more adults being adults. And we need more adults telling the kids where to get off. We're all too polite, that's all I'm saying. We're just too polite. We just, it's just personal. I'll just let them do it. But you can't, because in the end the kids end up running everything. They end up doing their denial of service attacks. They end up doing their review bombing. This is the problem. We've given too much power in the hands of people who are not equipped to handle it, or do not have the wisdom. You never know these days. You've got yourself review bombed. You could have got yourself review bombed by a bunch of 11-year-olds. Does what they do affect things currently? Yes. It's going to affect things. I think people are beginning to realise, though, that I don't think he is. I don't think Phil Fisher's in game dev anymore. If he's come back, then I'm glad. But he closed down his company. He quit. He cancelled Fez 2. I hope he comes back. I'm sure he will. But it's a long road to deal with your monster. It's a long, hard road to do that. You know. Ultimately, we have to, as human beings, ask ourselves, are we nice or nasty? Is that what defines us as human beings? And you see there's a real problem there. Because there was a time when human beings had some kind of idea of how they should behave and what respect is. You could measure the success of that behaviour by any group by the amount of suffering that they would cause. And often there would be unintentional suffering, but people generally didn't want other people to suffer. Right now, people behave as though, there are many people who behave as though they want people to suffer, and they justify it. They say, well, this person deserves it. It's horrible. But is that what we want to be? It's not just the kids that play and watch YouTube, but you know, I was posting videos on YouTube 10 years ago. It's just that we live in an age at the moment where internet traffic is the thing. Rather, it's the amount of information, not the quality of it. And kids, they're great to get sucked into this because they've got plenty of time on their hands. But the problem is they make themselves to be more important than they really are. Or more, well, important's the wrong word, but more. It's not good for their egos because they get big-headed. They think the world owes them a favour, but it doesn't. They have to make their own way through the world. It's kind of scary because you end up seeing how people are losing touch with reality. I used to go on a site. I had over 1,000 broadcasts on YouNow before they deleted them all, because they went and had a purge and they deleted all my videos. I had 1,000 hours. It was probably 1,000 hours more of me playing my guitar. But the problem there is it was swamped with aforementioned teenagers. But there were communities of people who weren't teenagers and they had their own places to go. Well, you know how this goes in the end. In the end, the site settled for just having an anarchy. And I think it's still going, but Lord knows if they make any money. I don't know how they're going to make any money. But you know, that's the way it is. Same thing happened with pop music. It's like the system wants to sort of feed off or feed teenagers. And then there's the rest of us. Is there a radio station that you can listen to jazz? I don't know. Anyway. Why am I on Twitch? Hey, I'm on Twitch because, well, it's actually not bad. First of all, there are no comments. So that's I like. And I don't think there's much in the way of thumbing up or thumbing down. So that I like. And then there's the chat. And I like that. And as I said, I did a lot of stuff on You Now, and before that I did things in Second Life, broadcasting in Second Life. I've got a lot of experience of doing this kind of thing, you know, and I enjoy doing it. But you'll notice there are no haters here. This is the best one I've ever had. I can't remember the last time we had a hater on here. They don't come. They do not come. I invited them a few weeks ago. I said, come on, come along. No. They don't do it. Because they know they just get banned. Or I'll rip them apart. And tell them something about themselves that they don't want to hear. So this one's actually very good. But the reason I Twitch is because I wanted people. I started doing it like months before the game was released. About beginning of April, I started twitching. Almost every day, with a bit of break during a holiday and so on. But I try to every day. And I did it because I want to control the narrative about me. I don't want people making up stories about me. I don't want people going around behind my back saying what a dick I am. I mean, they think I'm a dick. The problem is that everybody else then goes and starts hearing that, and it spreads, and it's like, oh, this and this and that. I had so much crap said about me over the years. If I, if I'm here, then it makes a bit of a joke of it, doesn't it? Because anybody who wants to criticise me to my face, they know exactly where the frack they can find me to do it. And if you want to criticize me, you want to tell me that I'm not straight, or I'm, somehow I'm a dick, you can give me constructive feedback and tell me how I am. Go ahead, I'll listen. But it makes a joke then. It makes a nonsense of people speculating about me and spreading this and spreading that if I'm just here all the time. That is basically because I want to say who I am. And I want to show the work that goes into making video games. Because I want people to understand why it's tough. I want people to understand why they don't always get what they want, and why a game developer can't always deliver what they promise. Or, and I'm always very careful to couch what I'm going to deliver. And you notice in the interviews that I did, it's like, I try not to promise things if I'm not sure I can deliver them. Because I don't like doing that. I don't like promising something I can't deliver on. But everything's up for interpretation. So if you don't like my interpretation of what's right, what's wrong, here I am. And if you don't understand why video games are difficult to make, come and see. If you think that I'm just sort of like being lazy, come and watch. Because I'm not. Yeah, I give it back to the trolls. But that's the point. What is the point of being politically correct about people who are being abusive? Who will What would you, what should we do that? I don't know. More would praise me than troll me. I don't know. All I know is, and you've seen I'm here. The what's happening. I'm guessing for people who the people who talk about Dino Dini, is that they're at the moment. You know, when they talk about my Twitch channel, they talk about how so few people are watching. Like, I don't care. I don't even know how many people are watching. I don't have a clue, because I don't. I don't have that displayed, and I don't even know who's here. I don't, unless they say. That's the only way I know you're here, is if you say something. Because I'm not watching that, because that's terrible. Because then I guess I've been down that route. Oh God, did I say something? They've gone. It's a huge distraction. I don't deal with it. So I know that would probably what people are talking about, if they're talking about anything. But then the last thing they want to do is to come to my channel and push the numbers up. So so this works. So I've tried over the years. I've tried many things, and YouTube didn't work. I gave YouTube a good old go. I had 100 videos up a few years ago. It was pointless. There's not really, YouTube's a waste of time, except as just an archive, which is how I use it. I just use it as an archive of stuff, but it's not really useful for building your social network or whatever. No. And before that I had MySpace, useless, because that got swamped with spam, and Facebook, I gave up on that a long time ago, really. So I've tried many different things, and what I've settled down to now is Twitch and Twitter. Twitch, I can just do this live thing, which is just me being me, and stops me from becoming too isolated. I actually love the audience here. Like, regular people, it's astonishing actually that I've got regulars coming every day, and I miss them when I don't see them. And it really helps. It's helped my morale. It helped me get through the last few months after the release of the game. It's helped me immeasurably, and it's a real motivator. It helps me keep it real, you know. So that's wonderful. And then Twitter is great because it's actually possible to communicate stuff on Twitter with a large number of followers or people following you or whatever, and it's manageable. You can, because everything is short, and that's it. That's kind of what I've settled for. Yeah, the problem with the popularity contest is that, you know, it's like Metacritic and so on. You know, a game that gets, 40% on Metacritic is misleading. 60% of people might not like the game, but 40% of people might, they may, even 20% of people might really love it. And the point there is what I keep saying, is that every game has its audience. So how do you measure that? We reduce it down to a fracking score. It's meaningless. Well, this game only got 2.5 stars. Yeah, it only got 2.5 stars because there are 2.5 people who don't like the game, and they don't matter because they're not the fracking audience. Then you've got the 2.5 who love the game. They're the audience. And you get this with films too, but I think it's even more so with games, because games are even more personal, aren't they? You're interacting, and so and there's so many genres, and people who like action games, and people who like simulations, and people like, there's just so much that You know, we're supposed to make the game that pleases everybody. You know, it just doesn't fracking exist, not going to happen. And in principle, the games that make some people passionate are going to make other people mad. So we you just can't do it that way. You know, it's not valid, but that's what's going on. It turned into a popularity contest. We need to stop that, because it's not a popularity contest. I'd like to put genuineness contest, because I would put my genuineness up against some characters out there any day. In fact, that's why at the end they don't come and heckle me and troll me anymore, because actually they know that I'm the real deal. You know, I don't bullshit deliberately. I do try to, you know, avoid misunderstanding or issues or mis-selling things or whatever. You know, I'm honest. I mean, that's what I do. It's what I've, you know, it's important to me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but when I make a mistake, I admit to it. And you know, this is the way we all should be in my book. We should all aim to be doing those things. I'm not saying I'm putting myself on a pedestal. It's just saying that's what I think is good to aim for, isn't it? You know. Yeah, it's a circus. I mean, it shouldn't be a circus, what indies do. What indies do is they should make their own game, otherwise they're not independent anymore. You know, that's the really fracking stupid thing about it, and people don't even realise what indie means. I can tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean under the control of the audience, because then it's not independent anymore. It's a irony there. Anyway, I do record all my videos, but it's a lot of footage. And a lot of it is very boring. It's too much. You do this every day, hours and hours and hours. Oh, lowering the moral bar to be edgy. Oh yes. Not only lowering the moral bar to be edgy, but lowering the moral bar to be popular. Lowering the moral bar to elevate themselves. There are people who have huge egos that hide it by accusing others of having a huge ego. And don't forget that there are also just plain psychopaths out there. They do exist. We try. This is the other thing, is that, you know, there's being politically correct or being polite. We get to the point where we don't want to admit that there actually exist in the world really nasty people, and they are far more common than we would like to admit. You know? And we get to that point where it's like, oh, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to seem to be nasty. No. You don't want to say anything because you're afraid, because they're fracking psychopaths. That's the way that it works. So you just keep quiet. It's classic. Yeah, I've been accused of having a huge ego, God knows how many times. I'm just a guy trying to do the thing I was born to do. I have strong opinions. That doesn't mean I have a gigantic ego. That's the funny thing, isn't it? There are people who have a huge ego and declare something to be the truth, and then they try to hide their ego by claiming everybody else thinks the same way. I had a colleague like that. It was really not pleasant to work with. Anyway, I think at this point, good old chat, but I'm going to call it a night. The goalkeeper is looking good. but he needs more work. But I think he's ready for some. We'll have some mega testing tomorrow. I'm going to look forward to that. You need to tune the hell out of it. And yeah, what do you think about that, Lenny? Gonna make a better world. What do you think? Okay, he's perfect. He never puts a foot wrong. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Everyone else, I'm not sure there are many people left. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night.